continuing with the laws of Chanukah, and we're on Taf Reish Ayin Gimel 673 Beis. Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah. The mitzvah of lighting the Chanukah lights is with the lighting. Lefikach. So what does that mean? Therefore, Im Kavsa Kodim She'avar Zmana. If the lights go out before the time, the shortest time required for lighting, when you light the candles, they have to be lit for a short time, about 30 minutes after Tzeis HaKochavim, after the stars come out. So since the mitzvah is with the lighting, if the candles go out before that time, you do not have to relight them. Va'afilu kavsa be'erev Shabbos, even on Chanukah of Erev Shabbos, Kodem Kabbalah Shabbos, before you accept Shabbos, she'adayin hu mebod yom, it's still early in the day, eino zakak lo, you don't have to relight it. Because on Erev Shabbos, we light the Chanukah lights early, because we can't light them on Shabbos. So the Shulchan Aruch says, even if they go out before Shabbos even starts, so they're not lit during Shabbos, you still don't have to relight them. V'chein, im la'achar shehedliku ba l'takna, v'kiba osu b'shagig. Even if after you lit them, you try to fix it, and you accidentally extinguish them, eino zakak lo, you do not have to relight them. So according to the letter of the law, the mitzvah of lighting Chanukah lights is when you light it, and therefore if it goes out, even shortly thereafter, you do not have to relight them. Says the Ramah, if you want to be stringent on yourself and go back and light them again, do not make a blessing. So you're allowed to light them again, but you don't have to. And if you do light them again, you do not have to make a blessing. Okay, let's read the Mishnah Berurah. Hadlaka osa mitzvah. Rotza lomar means to say, Kevin shehidlik, take if came a mitzvah. As soon as you light the lights, you fulfill the mitzvah. Lefikach im kavsa ein zakak. Therefore, if it goes out, you do not have to relight it. Now that doesn't mean that you only have to light it for a second. You initially have to light it so that it has enough oil that it will burn for 30 minutes after Tzeis HaKochavim. If you only light it with an amount of oil that's going to light for 5 minutes, then you don't fulfill the mitzvah. But once you light with the amount of oil that it could potentially burn for that long, even if it gets extinguished before that time, you still fulfill the mitzvah. So let's say you lit in a very windy place. This is very relevant in Israel, where people light outside their homes. They light outside the front door. In America, we light inside, generally, in front of the window. So let's say you lit it in a place where it's very windy. You have to relight where there's not wind. Just like we said, that if someone were to light Chanukah lights and he doesn't have enough oil for it to burn the required time, he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah. So too, if you light the Chanukah lights where it's very windy and there's no potential that it's going to stay lit for that amount of time, one does not fulfill the mitzvah. So you have to go relight in a place where it's not windy, and when you relight without a blessing. So this could actually be relevant for us. We light in the house in America, but if you have the window open, or it's very windy that it's going to blow out the lights, and it doesn't have the potential to stay lit, then one doesn't fulfill his obligation. If one sees that the light will not take hold by the wick very easily, and it's going to go out very quickly, you do not fulfill the mitzvah with this lighting. And you for sure have to go back and light it again after it goes out. Now, what about Shabbos? We said even if someone lights on Shabbos, Erev Shabbos, before Shabbos, and then it goes out, that one does not have to relight. Usually we light after Shkia, we light after sunset during the rest of the week. But on Shabbos we can't do that because we can't light the candles on Shabbos, so we do it before. And you already made a blessing of Lahadik Ner Shel Chanukah. So the Mishnah Berurah explains that even though we're lighting before it's actually the next day of Chanukah, since we made the blessing and we lit already, one fulfills the mitzvah. The mitzvah started when it was kosher. However, the Taz disagrees with this. According to the Taz, on Erev Shabbos, if the lights went out before Shabbos, then one has to relight them. He says, really, even though according to the letter of the law, that one doesn't have to relight the Shabbos candles, if they go out, he says one should still relight them, even though he's not required by the letter of the law. Specifically, if they go out before Shabbos, one should relight them. One should relight them. And that's specifically then because the Taz said, according to the letter of the law, one has to relight them. V'imhu kibel ba'atzmo Shabbos v'achar kach kava v'yesh adayin zman heter muter lo melechaveru shiadlik. Let's say someone lit Shabbos candles. He accepted Shabbos upon himself before Shabbos started, which one's allowed to do. One can make an early Shabbos. And then the lights go out. So what can he do then? So he says you can ask a friend to light. So one may ask his friend if it's Erev Shabbos and the candles go out and he has accepted Shabbos but his friend has not yet accepted Shabbos, then he is allowed to ask his friends to relight the Chanukah candles, the Chanukah lights for him. Okay, then the Mishnah Berurah concludes, a mitzvah min ha-muvchar liknos shayvel in Chanukah min mashin notef min ha-neres b'beis ha-knesses me'achadis aved b'uchad ha-mitzvah l'aved b'u mitzvah achriti. He says it's a mitzvah to purchase the wax that dripped off of the candles in the synagogue, because if they were already used for one mitzvah, it's a mitzvah to use them for another mitzvah. Okay, so we'll conclude with this. Just summarize that as long as one has enough oil and he lights in a place where the potential is that the Chanukah lights will last for the required amount of time, if they go out, even before that amount of time, he is not required to relight them. However, it is a mitzvah to do it anyway. It's a mitzvah to do it, especially on Erev Shabbos. I'm wishing everyone a beautiful day.